I remember speaking to a couple of people some time ago, and we were talking about self-esteem and how that these are recurring issues that many Christians actually do face. And I'll set you free today. Social media is just a highlight. My dear brothers and sisters, don't pressure yourself, nobody can pressure you. Beautiful people, you welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time, hi, my name is Joy. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always returning to watch my videos. And I create wholesome faith content and lifestyle content as well. So yeah, you might want to get familiar, stick around, and probably subscribe if you haven't. From the title of this video, you already know what we are talking about. But before we dive into that, I want to just ask you guys, how are you? How are you doing? I don't mean the casual, how are you? How are you? How are you faring? How is life as a Christian? Let me know in the comments. If you're great, just say I'm great. If you're not so great, it is well. Just put an emoji and I will understand. But basically, I've just come to just chat with you guys, just have a conversation, and I just want us to discuss because the rate at which things have been going these days is alarming, right? Especially for us young Christians or young believers, because I feel like being a believer then is quite different from being a believer now. Yes, I know we have access to technology, we have ChatGPT, AI, we have materials and resources that would help us grow or that could help us grow. But let's talk about the negative effect. Because let's be real for a second. Being a Christian in this age and time, it's a whole lot. Everywhere you look, social media, work, friendships, a whole lot of ships. Not to say that these things didn't exist, but they've become more prominent, making it difficult to do certain things that would actually help you grow spiritually. Let's not even talk about the pressure to compromise. First, I know many people say, oh, prayer pressure has nothing on me, I can't be influenced. I myself say that sometimes, and I say it's not just because I cannot be influenced. I say it from a standpoint of the kind of discipline I've built over time. But let's talk about this thing. I feel like in a way, if you're not careful, no matter how disciplined you think you are, you might still want to compromise in something. Speaking of compromise, it actually occurs in various ways. For me as a creative, I get to experience it in the aspect of what I do, right? Sometimes I feel like everybody is doing this particular kind of content. Not that I genuinely don't enjoy the kind of content I do. You begin to think or wonder if you are the only one going the other way. And I'll set you free today. No, you are not the only one. Know it and know peace. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So it means that there's a standard which has been set apart, and that can only happen over time by renewing our minds. And honestly, it's not the most comfortable thing to do. It feels awkward. One thing I've come to just understand is a point will come in your life where you have to pick sides. Pick a side. I'm just sharing with you guys how that compromise is a real thing, and it's one of the things I feel like we struggle as young believers. I feel like we struggle in this Gen Z era, and it's just a lot. Another thing that is really bugging me right now is social media. As useful as social media is, guys, the struggle is real. I feel like social media is one perverse place that could make a believer go wrong in so many ways. Now, don't get me wrong, there are believers out there trying to change the narrative in various niches. Let's not talk about the scrolls. You want to check a post or you want to just a few scrolls, then you eventually go a few more, and then you find out that you've spent hours. Guys, I've experienced this, and I'm saying it because this is something that I've experienced. But one thing I'm learning, or one thing I'm getting to understand now, is social media is just a tool. It's just a tool for what I want to achieve. It shouldn't control you. It's not easy because, like I say, or like my mom says, there's a spirit or an addiction behind using social media, and it's just a lot. There's also so much pressure on social media to keep things going, right? Personally, I love when I come online and I see a major announcement from maybe one of my favorite creators or just a random person. For example, somebody's having a baby, somebody just launched a new business or started a new career path, or chose a new career path, or someone is getting married. I genuinely love those kind of videos, right? I'm just happy, even if they are strangers. But you begin to use the standard of some people's feed, to kind of like gauge your life. Nothing being inspired. I've said it over time on this channel, but it can get overwhelming, and it's almost like everybody's living their best life, really, because you go on Instagram, you see a post, you go on TikTok, there's just always something, right? But the truth is, social media is just a highlight. Not everything you see on social media is real. Not everything is actually a person's life. So my dear brothers and sisters, like one of my sisters will say, I recently just heard this, she will say, if you don't pressure yourself, nobody can pressure you. Another thing I struggle with, that I feel like most Christians also struggle with, or young believers, in this current time struggle with, is loneliness, isolation, doubt, and you second guess yourself. I second guessed myself at some point, because even with this YouTube thing, despite knowing that this is what I want to do, at some point I second guessed. Yes, I don't know about you, but I feel that sometimes I'm the only Christian in my space, which is wrong, very wrong, because there are lots of creatives out there that are Christians, right? But sometimes I tend to feel lonely, maybe because I've not met people that do the same thing as I do, that are into the same, that we share the same, not just beliefs, but also the same field, right? So I feel like so many people, or so many Christians, struggle with loneliness, doubt, even self-esteem. I remember speaking to a couple of people some time ago, and we were talking about self-esteem and how that these are recurring issues that many Christians actually do face. It's a thing. People might not show it, but I tell you this for free. So many people experience low self-esteem, self-doubt, despite being Christian. I know it's a lot, right? Balancing all of this, and even balancing your faith and ambition. It's a lot. You want to succeed, you want to build a career, but still you want to honor God. But the good news is, faith doesn't kill ambition. It gives direction instead. Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit your ways to the Lord and he will establish your path. Sometimes we don't just see it because we only look at the actual process. We only look at what it will take us to get our desired result. I'm not even going to try and quote words here. Working with God or deciding to go on that path will stretch you, and oftentimes it's lonely. Let me know if you've ever felt this way in the comment section. I've just come to have a chat with you guys and share some of the things that have been going on with me, some of the things that I've been experiencing, and just basically let you know that you're not alone in this. If peradventure you've ever felt this way, or you can probably relate to one or two things that I've shared, please drop a comment giving your own views and opinions on all I've discussed basically, and share to one or two persons that you think might need it. I'll catch you guys in my next video. I love you, but God loves you absolutely more. Bye guys.